Guys, welcome. Chris Cox here for another classic rock guitar lesson. Today we're going to do Alice Cooper, Feed My Frankenstein. This is a fun one. So for the tuning, the low E is dropped to D. The other strings are tuned to standard. So your A, D, G, B, and high E are standard. Low E is dropped down to D. So let's go ahead and get started with that opening riff. Okay, so here's the opening riff played. Okay, so basically you're going to start off with just a plain old open E here. You're going to play, so it's going to be first open E, 3rd fret of the low E, the 5th fret of the low E, so we have 5, back to 3, open E, so it's two down strums or two down picks on the low E, hit the 3rd fret of the low E, and then jump down to the 7th fret. So back to the 5, back to the 7. So let's go over that again. So again, low E, 3rd fret, 5th fret of the E, back to the 3rd, open. Open E's, back to the 3rd, 7 of the low E, 5, back to the 7, and then you go back to the open E, and repeat that intro part, which is 3 to 5 to 3, and then open. So play slowly. Now we go all the way down here to the 12th fret of the low E. You can do this. So everything's going to be muted here with your palm. So you can do down, up. So, and you're going to bar your first finger across the 10th fret of the D and G string. So it's. And then you're coming back to that E, so you're doing slower. And then we go to here to finish that riff. So that's going to be the D and G on the 12th fret, and then back to the 10th fret of the D and G. So it's that plays through several times. It's repeated the same way. Out after that last time through, and it goes this riff. So most of this is just played on the open E, but you're going to be hitting the 3rd fret of the low E here and there randomly. So it goes. So you can kind of see it hit that one note, so down. So I'll play that picking part really slow so you can catch that. Up to speed. Okay, I am going to have this tabbed out on my Patreon channel as well. So if you guys want to head on over there, the link will be in the description. Membership is $1 a month for everything, so that gives you access to everything, all the tabs, all the videos. Or you can just purchase the single tab for one-time purchase if you want to do that. So I'll have all this tabbed out. So after we get through that, this is considered the verse. It goes to this. So that would be considered the muted part. That's the verses. This would be the pre-chorus. So you're going to start with just a regular A5 chord, which is going to be open A and 2nd fret of the D string. You're going to go. So I'm coming back and forth from the 3rd fret of the A, so it's a. Now jump down here to the 5th fret of the low E, and then the 6th fret of the low E, and then go back to that same riff. Do a chromatic walk down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time you get to the 5th fret of the A, you go back into the main riff. So we'll go over that, play that slowly. Oops. That's all the chorus. So that goes through several times. You probably can hear that there's a second guitar player. Alice usually always has 2 guitar players, these days 3. So there's another guitar player playing behind this. So he's just playing that melody. I'm sorry if my volume pot's kind of scratchy. I've got to fix that. Sorry about that. So if we come up here and just play that same melody on the D and G string, is basically what we're doing. So it starts on the 7th fret and it goes. So it's just 2 down strums on the D or 2 down picks. That's the 7th fret to the 5th fret of the G. So we have. And then we have this part. So that's going to be 2 down picks on the G and on down 5th of the D. I keep getting my G and D string mixed up today. So 2 down picks on the D to the 5th fret of the G, and then you come back to 7 of the D, and then go to 5, and then the 6th of the D, and then come back and repeat that melody. But the last part we do this is the D string, 7, 8, and then on the G string we go 4, 5, 6, 7. So that chromatic walk down. So that's again 7 of the D, 8 of the D, 4 of the G, 5, 6, 7. So. And we go back to that main riff that we learned earlier. So all together it sounds like this. And that's the guitar part that's played an octave higher than that first part I showed you. So now we go, after we play that, you know, the chorus stays the exact same as the same riff we learned in the intro. Right before the guitar solo is just this so that's going to be basically the same riff that you played for the verse, so nothing's different there. Okay, so we're going to go into the guitar solo next. So I don't know about the rhythm guitar parts. Steve Vai might have played those as well, but he played the guitar solo, I'm pretty sure. I want to say that Satriani and Vai helped out a lot on this album, played various parts, but Steve played this. I'm pretty sure it's the Steve Vai playing the guitar solo part, because one signature thing that Vai uses a lot is the whammy pedal. And I do not have a whammy pedal. So what I did on certain parts of the solos, I kind of transposed octaves lower than what the whammy melodies he was playing. So you'll kind of see, so there's a couple parts that I had to kind of just improvise and make up something that would fit. But I'd say 95% of it is pretty much everything that he played minus the whammy parts. So let's go over the first part. So we're going to start here on the 18th fret of the B and do this little lick. So that's going to be 2 down picks on the 18th fret. You're doing those are full bends, so that's, you know, to this note. So you're doing, and then you're doing now when you come back and forth from the 15th fret of the high E to the 18th fret, you're doing a bend here at the 18th, so it goes. So let me play that again. And then it does, so that's going to do a little quick kind of pedal note from the 15th fret of the high E to the 18th fret of the B. So it's, and then one more bend. So, but I'm sorry, messed up that. Put that slowly again. Now in that last part we do from 15 to the 18th fret of the high E, and then when we get to that 18th fret we keep doing it's basically picking that note over and over and bending it up higher and higher, so it goes. So it's okay to overbend there, because again, you know, he's using a whammy pedal on a lot of this stuff. So slowly, one more time. Oops. Now this is the part I had to kind of come up with something different, so I did an overbend here on the 15th fret of the U. I go, which I thought kind of fit nicely in there. So, so you're going to do a huge bend here at the 15th fret of the B. So we go. So once you bend up, you bring it back down and play 15, 14, 13. So it's, then we shift all the way down here and play that 11th fret of the B. So we have this so far. So when we get back to this 11th fret of the B, we're going to go back and do a pull off from 15 to 11. So, and then you can do a 12th fret of the G, and then a hammer-on pull-off from 11 to 13 on the Bs. So, one more time. And then you're going to do a slow bend up on the 13th fret of the B. So all the way around, let's play what we have so far slowly. So. Some vibrato on that. The next part, we're going to go down here to the 18th fret of the B, and high E and play these together and do a bend on the B. And then you're going to slide out of that. So play the B high E string together, but you're doing the bend on the B string. The high E stays still, so kind of like that. So fast. So it's really, really cool lick. So it's a double stop lick there. So, but you want to kind of let that note, those notes ring, so you can grab this next lick. So Vi's doing this basically pull off from 11 to 8 on the high E string, and then 11 to 8 on the B, and then 10 to 8 on the G. So, and then that lick finishes on the 10th fret of the D string. So we have the fast. And I should say that you want to make sure you pick each time that you do a pull off here. So watch my picking hand there. Really cool lick. Now after we do that, we're going to come here to the 11th fret of the B string, do a bend. Now that's a really odd lick, especially that. It took me a while to figure out exactly what those notes were. But you do a bend here, and then you're basically bending up to this note. So come here to the 8th fret of the high E, and then pull off from 11 to 8 on the B, bend here at 11, and then pull off from 10 to 8 on the G. Now that's where it gets a little weird. So you go after that pull off from 10 to 8, you're going to grab that note here. It's the D note. It's a 7. It's the 9th fret of the D. So that again. Then from there, you're going to hit 2 down up picks on the 10th fret of the A and go, and then come here to the 8th fret of the G, and then back to the 9th fret of the D, that strange note. So Vi though, it's totally, playing those those notes that kind of just make you stop for saying, oh wow, how cool that is. So play that one more time smoother. So I should say, by the time you get to here, to this note here, which is the G note on the A, you want to make sure that these other notes are muted. So you don't want to let that D ring out there, or it'll sound like that mistake I just made. So you want to make sure that you've totally muted this note when you go to the G on the 10th fret of the A. So then we come here. So you're going to do a kind of a half bend here on the 10th fret of the B, and it's kind of slow, wide vibrato, and then you're going to go, that's going to be 8 of the high E, 11 of the B, 10 of the B, and then bend again, and do, I like to kind of go, kind of like that John Sykes vibrato. And then we come here and play this melody. Again, this is all the whammy 2 melodies because it sounds like it's played up way higher. It is because of the the pitch shifting of the whammy 2, but I just kind of transpose this to the lower strings or the low octave, so it goes. So you're going to be here at the 15th fret and go bend up. And the that's going to be 3 bends. And then you play 13, 11, back to the 13. So that's going to be 13, 11, 13 on the B. So we go. And then slide out of that note and come back to the 11th fret of the B string and slowly bend it up. Now, I have this kind of kill switch on my guitar, which I thought sounded cool with this. So I just basically go as I bring it up to pitch. So let's play that again. You could also do the same thing if you're playing like a Les Paul. You could turn off the neck pickup and do the toggle switch up and down like that to get the same kill switch effect. That would be a cool lick to do, to add the whammy pedal right around that time. So kick the whammy on, do like end it up. And then basically goes back into the same thing that we learned earlier, the main riff of the song. So yeah, that's everything. Again, I'll have this tabbed out on my Patreon channel. Might be a little easier to follow.